You remember that. What happened to these people that just run out of southern West Virginia? Where do they go? What, you know? Very little said about it or done about it. And what are we going to do 25, 30 years from now in West Virginia? I mean, I'm not too sure it isn't going already. If people just don't know what's happening down there, take a trip down south and go to Logan and turn left. You get off the corridor and turn left.
West Virginia's far away. I think about you every day as I rest my mind back in West Virginia.
George is right. Families in these coal fields don't have much to look forward to. McDowell County looks about as poor to me now as it did a few years ago.
We've mined coal here for the past 100 years. You know, it hasn't saved this state yet. They've taken out everything that was ever worth anything here in these mountains other than the people. And they've not given nothing back. I mean, nothing. There's nothing but a path of destruction left behind the coal companies. Destruction and poverty. But yeah, I mean, they even boast about the prosperity. There is no prosperity here. You know, if anything, there's disparity here. Coal companies want you to believe that, though, because it makes it easier for them to do what they're doing.
When you've been kicked on so much, you wonder why they quit. Now that's a tragic thing to think about. And the irony of it is, you and I both know, BJ, that we're the sweetest people in the world. Don't pick on us. We'll get together. We'll fight you. You know, we'll stick with our neighbors. We look inward toward each other, just like the Irish, because we've been picked on so damn much. We have to get together and play music and have our literature and have our rallies and all that. And if a neighbor in West Virginia's barn burns down, by God, they go out and help him build a new one. That's West Virginia. Now, why in the world do we permit ourselves to be so victimized?
And the problem is, they're not enforcing the laws. If they have laws, they're not enforcing the laws. And they're mining coal in our homes. We did not move to where they mine coal. They're mining coal in our homes, in our bedrooms, in our kitchens, in our bathrooms.
By the way, the tears are of rage. They're not of sadness. They're not only of heartbreak. They're of rage for what they've done to my home and my culture.
By doing this to our mountains, they're doing it to us. And they don't even care.
Jay Rockefeller said in 1972, "I will fight for the abolition of strip mining completely and forever." He was a candidate for governor, and he lost the election. 4 years later, when he was governor, he said, "Mountaintop removal should certainly be encouraged, if not specifically dictated."
I just don't understand how people can think that anything like this would be sustainable for the future for our children. I mean, it's unacceptable. And it's all about money. Greed, money, power.
You know, the government here in West Virginia, accountable, they ain't accountable to nobody but the President of the United States. We got the very best governor in the legislature here that money can buy, and they bought him.
When is it that the people in West Virginia are going to wake up?
I wish I were a wealthy politician. That is what I truly like to be. For if I were a wealthy politician, everyone would surely vote for me.
And the only reason that it's taking place is the fact that they got a co-president, they got a co-legislature, we got a co-governor. We caught him taking almost $1 million from big money first year he's in office. I went to a rally here in 2003, and they arrested me 5 times in one day. And I was there at the rally, I had a big sign that said, "Stop mountaintop removal." Freedom, we're not only losing our freedom, we're losing our state. We've been annihilated here for 6 to 8% of the coal so people can have profit. If it was about energy, we'd have these stockpile of coal enormously high. We wouldn't be shipping over 50% of the coal out of the country that's taken out of the coal fields.
We need to recognize if they're doing something strictly for profit, particularly when it's all being taken out of West Virginia. Most of it's going to, it's traditionally going to Pittsburgh or to, St. Louis or someplace. China, and it's China now, yeah. That I think that I'm going to be on the side of the people that are rising up against it.
People in the eastern part of the state don't know this is going on.
They really don't, and that's the tragedy. These people who deal in propaganda have labeled them as tree huggers.
Yes.
Yeah. All you got to do is get a liberal tree hugger. And there's not anything to this business of global warming and all that. That's just a bunch of damn liberals and all that stuff. Well, why don't we have a literate, civilized debate on these things? But you're not going to get it by the people who control the press.
Well, the West Virginia media is timid to take on big coal. The Charleston Gazette, to its credit, has allowed Ken Ward to write tremendous articles.
The 80% of the people in this state are opposed to mountaintop removal. The coal company said that several years ago, and Ken Ward was present, the reporter from the Gazette, and he wrote it in an article, a column that he wrote. And that's when they said we have got to ratchet up our public relations. That's when the billboards started appearing, that coal keeps the lights on. That's when the 2 football coaches, one from Marshall and one from West Virginia University, prostituted themselves and started saying they were friends of coal.
It's my deepest belief, BJ, that if we would have a ballot vote, whether to just do away with that form of mining, I think that in all probability the people of West Virginia would say no, we don't want it, for what it's doing to our people.